All right, let's go ahead and open up the doors to A Daily with Doc. Folks, we are a live program that happens here for you Monday through Friday from 12 to 12:50 p.m. Pacific time. And that is 1 o'clock Mountain Time, 2 o'clock Central, 3 o'clock Eastern, and in British Standard Time, I believe that's 8 p.m. So welcome to Daily with Doc. My name is Becca Dukes, and as the hostess of this program, I'm also the Director of Student Services for the Institute of Holistic Health. It is my pleasure and honor to bring to you empowering information that allows you to do a lot of things that some people don't want you to know about on your own. So I'm all about doing it yourself. And folks, the nice thing about the do-it-yourself approach that we take is it works. Okay. So I love the fact that it worked for me. And that's why I do what I do, to make sure people are hearing the information of what we bring to you today because of the research, because of all of the documentation. Bless you to somebody.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, Doc. Bless you. Yeah, so I mean, the gentleman that we have with us today, I mean, he started out working his way through college in a pathology lab. He became a veterinarian. He went then on to, or Bachelor of Science, and then became a veterinarian, and then went on around the world tour, taking all of his information because he actually found some pretty amazing stuff and had it published when he was in his early 20s, just as a student. And that information then was just like the bouncing board of something bigger and greater. And it actually goes back to his childhood when he started becoming blessed with information that just has grown and grown and grown to where we are today. And we are still growing and giving people empowerment and hope. Because folks, if you've been told that you have a genetic condition, there's a science called epigenetics. Epigenetics proves that the genetic theory of disease transmission is incorrect. Chances are it's a nutritional deficiency. Yes, it may have happened while you were growing in your mama's tummy, but there's a lot that we can do now to allow ourselves to be the best we can possibly be where we are at. And that's the information that you're going to hear about today. Now, I do have to let you know that the FDA requires us to let you know that this program is for educational purposes only. It is not meant to take the place of your primary care physician, nor are our products designed to treat, diagnose, or cure any diseases. But folks, when you give your body what it needs, the way we're created, our bodies can do some amazing things. Because think about it. You go from an egg and sperm, you become this tiny little being that then becomes the person that you are today. That doesn't happen overnight. That doesn't happen by some magic. And that does not happen by circumstance. It is all part of a divine design that you are enjoying. May not be enjoying it because of nutritional deficiencies that have prevented it to be the best that it can be. So again, that's why we're here today, is to help you find what will help you become the best that you can absolutely be. Now, this is a resource for an amazing community where if you were invited by somebody specific, make sure that you get back with them. This program is sponsored by dailywithdoc.com. Dailywithdoc.com is a website that offers the replays for our programming, the good foods, bad foods list that you'll hear about today. We also have resources and replays of programs with pharmacist Ben Fuchs and myself, where again, we are providing empowering information that allows you that knowledge to make choices on your own based on an educated decision. We do also have a newsletter that you can subscribe to and a store there. The store is for people who have never spoken to anybody about longevity, have not purchased the longevity products, and we invite you to check out the store, because that's where all of the products that Dr. Wallach is recommending today are available for those who have never gone shopping with longevity before. Okay. But most importantly, get back with the person that shared this program with you. Now, if you have a question that you would like to ask Dr. Wallach, and you would like to join us here in the live Zoom room, go to dailywithdoczoom.com and you can raise your hand. So if you are here with us, go ahead and find in that Zoom menu the option to raise hand. I will be calling upon people in the order that their hands are raised. If you would like to write a question in our chat, whether it's here in the live room or like Robert did out on YouTube, I will be going back and forth and trying to get it to as many of those as well. So without further ado, it is my honor and pleasure to be able to bring to you an amazing doctor, both animal and human, who has even taught nutrition at the college level, at a naturopathic college, folks. Now, if you don't know about naturopathic, we actually use the body and its mechanisms and supporting them so that they can do what they're designed to do without having so much of a chemical interaction. Because we're not nutrient deficient. I mean, we're not chemical deficient, we're nutrient deficient. So with all of that being said, let me see if I can find Dr. Wallach here, and we're going to add you, Dr. Wallach, to the screen here with me. So welcome. What great information do you have to share with us today?
Well, there's good things coming very soon. I'm just going to give people a little bit of a teaser here. Basically, you have to note, and you came close to saying those things, but I'm the guy that figured out the cause of a terrible birth defect and how to prevent it, and how to, when the baby's born with it, it's reversible. It's not a genetic thing. It's called cystic fibrosis. And when I pointed it out that I found the first non-human case of cystic fibrosis in a primate, in a monkey at Yerkes Primate Center, they fired me because they said, well, like everybody knows this is genetic, you must be sniffing glue or something like that, you're out of here. And that's, to make a long story short, that's when I went back to school to become a physician, because I knew I needed to get this information into the human population. Well, over time, I worked also with Jerry Lewis and Jerry's kids for the Muscular Dystrophy Association, okay? And one of our great Navy SEALs, Marvin Ropp, worked with me and Jerry Lewis. And we were able to reverse and cure, I'll use that, reverse and cure muscular dystrophy in humans like we had in animals. Okay, it's a nutritional thing, it's not a genetic thing. And on, let's see, it was September 4th, 2011, Jerry was convinced, because we had been dealing with so many people, we had reversed muscular dystrophy, and he took a briefcase full of these charts to the annual meeting of the Muscular Dystrophy Association. And of course, they had heard what Jerry was doing and so forth. And when he walked in the door, they summarily terminated him, put a gag order on him so he couldn't say anything to anybody. And then on the 5th, which was Sunday, the next day, they shut down his telethon, which had been running for the Muscular Dystrophy Association for 46 years and raised 2.6 trillion. Is that right? No, billion, excuse me, 2.6 billion, $2.6 billion, $2.6 billion for them. And they shut it down. Okay, what does that tell you? That's easy to figure out what was going on there. And then I'm the guy that also got rid of sudden death syndrome. Medical doctors were saying that mothers were laying on the babies and suffocating them, and that was causing sudden death syndrome. Well, the babies were in the cribs and the mothers were in their beds. So how in the heck did that happen? And so we made them change the name, excuse me, from the to the let's see, to crib death, because they were dying in the crib. They weren't dying underneath the mothers being suffocated. It wasn't sudden death syndrome. Very simple nutritional deficiency disease. Okay, well, now here we come again, and we're dealing now with more diseases in humanity, and we've figured out the cause, prevention, and reversal of one. And this is very interesting because there's a very famous clinic. Every country in the world knows this clinic. And they had this patient, okay, who had this disease. And every year for 11 years, this patient would go in for an annual physical, and every year they would get a diagnosis of this disease and say, yes, you know, this is a genetic thing, so you're going to have this forever. And every year for 11 years, the annual physical showed again that that disease was there. Well, then at that point, we got together with the patient and put him on the program. And just in 2.5 months, 75 days, remember, I always say, give me 90 days, so 75 days, we're able to get rid of this disease, okay, which is supposed to be genetic, it's just a simple nutritional deficiency disease, supposed to get rid of this disease. And so when these doctors came in to do the 12th annual physical on this person, it was negative for the test for the first time in 12 years. It was negative. And then they reran to negative. Well, and they said, just keep doing what you're doing. We'll see you next year, you know, for your next annual physical. And so that's where we're at with this one. It's going to be published by the, let's see here, the Certified Health Coaches, which
Institute of Holistic Health, Dr. Wallach, is going to be
okay,
one of the first publications it's in.
Okay, Institute of
Holistic Health.
Holistic Health. Okay, Institute of Holistic Health. So we're very, very proud of that, because the first one is the cystic fibrosis. I went through the standard process, you know, through medical schools and national medical journals. It took 35 years to get recognition for getting rid of cystic fibrosis. Well, I didn't want to wait anymore. I wasn't going to go through that same process again. So it's very obvious. We have been working with the Certified Holistic Health group for many years now. We're very proud of them. And of course, Rebecca is a big part of them. And so we're very proud of her being part of it. And so this is all going to be very, very clear. There'll be, it's going to be a couple of pages. And we're very excited about this because this will be something we can print out and easily either do it by electronics or mail. And we've proven that this is not a genetic thing like the medical system believed. And I'm not going to say anything more there until the day that we release all this. And it's going to blow everybody's mind. Okay. And this is disease number 4 that we've gotten rid of. Was said to be a genetic thing, was really just our mothers laying on the babies, was really just a simple nutritional deficiency thing. And so we come up with a program that's very economical, very simple, and even little kids will be able to do this. And so we're very excited about it. And of course, we have tools galore, CDs, DVDs, books. And so this is going to go in kind of the, when we reprint some of these books, including epigenetics and rare earths and cures and stuff like that, the Wallach Revolution. This information will be in the next issue, okay, of those books. So we're very excited about it because this is unimpeachable evidence, and so we're just doing it all the right way, so we don't create negativity and get slam dunked like we did in the first one, which was the cystic fibrosis. So with that, I'm going to turn this over to Rebecca and we can answer some questions.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Wallach. It is very, very exciting, and we do have to do it in the right order and with the right steps because, folks, there's an entity out there that's associated with another entity, that's associated with another entity that has a lot of money, and they don't want you to know this information. There's so much that you yourself can do on a nutritional level that then gives your body what it needs to be able to create cells that are healthier and healthier every single minute, every single second. So there's a study, Dr. Wallach, that says, and a teaching that actually says that every 7 years, every cell in your body is a brand new cell. So with that being said, those cells need nutrition, need food to create and recreate and grow. So if they're not getting the food, how are they going to be healthy? And that's where we step in with Dr. Wallach and his formulations that have been helping people for now almost 30 years under the name of, oh, I'm not supposed to say that. But anyways, folks, there's some things that you can do that help yourself. And we have an amazing group of certified holistic health coaches that are out there spreading this message and allowing us to do that. But most importantly, it's allowing us to give a platform for people to go and get knowledge, get certified, and be able to actually help other people find solutions as well. You can go to coachwithbecca.com to find more information about that coaching program. Or if you're working with a coach and they share this program with you, make sure that you get back with them and say, hey, do you know anything about this coaching program? I want more information. Folks, it's affordable and there's a payment plan. So again, go to coachwithbecca.com. Well, Dr. Wallach, as we have hands raising, and folks, as a reminder, if you would like to ask Dr. Wallach questions and you are here with us live in the Zoom room, which you can do so by going to dailywithdoczoom.com. You can raise your hand. Find that function in the Zoom menu, like Jill, who is one of our certified holistic health coaches, has done. Jill, go ahead and unmute.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
So my question is, what would you do for fatty liver? Interestingly enough, I ran into a physician's assistant from a local hospital, and she asked me that question and works in a liver department at the hospital. So
Okay.
she wanted to know what we would do.
Okay. Well, first of all, you have to appreciate that liver does a lot of stuff. I think it has 50 different functions. Number one, it stores nutrients. If you have an excess and your body doesn't want to just urinate them out, so you store these minerals and vitamins and amino acids and things like that in the liver. So it's a storage place for nutrients. Also, it takes toxic things out of your bloodstream, okay, and helps you get rid of them through bile. It gets out through the bile ducts and spits out these toxins in your intestines, and you get to eliminate them with your bowel movements, okay? Also, it helps you with making substances that help you with blood clotting so you don't bleed to death and so on. The liver is very, very important, again, for digestion. It makes bile, helps you absorb the essential fatty acids, all this kind of stuff, and fat-soluble vitamins. So the liver is very important. And so if you have a fatty liver, that means there's a piece missing there. And so per 100 pounds, do you have any idea how much this person weighs, or should we just go by 100 pounds?
It's not a person. She works in the liver department at a local hospital, and she's asking what we would do if she referred people that have fatty livers and also need to lose weight. And I know the weight component, so I'm just asking about the fatty liver.
Okay. So what we're going to do is give the liver what it needs to do all of its functions. So you got to get rid of all the bad foods to maximize absorption. Your small intestine should look like a shag rug when you cut them open, all the finger-like villi, okay, in there. If you're eating gluten or buckwheat, which doesn't have gluten in it, but it has phagopyrines in it, which are 10 times worse than gluten, those villi go away. Instead of looking like a shag rug, and suddenly now your intestine looks like What? Oh, plastic tube. You lose 98% of your absorptive surface. So it's imperative to stay away from the bad foods. We actually have a book, Dr. Wallach's Cooking Without the Bad Foods, 300 pages of safe and good tasting recipes. Also, it has, let's see, the good food, bad food list. Okay, so everybody needs to have that book, one of those in their family. Dr. Wallach's Cooking Without the Bad Foods. Clean up that piece of what's going on. And then per 100 pounds body weight, they need one healthy brain and heart pack per month. One healthy brain and heart pack per month. There's 215 nutrients in there, including the 90 essential nutrients as a core. 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 minerals, 3 fatty acids, all of which the liver needs. I only weigh 142, but I take 2 healthy brain and heart packs a month. I take a full dose twice a day. And that gives the liver what it needs so it can function properly. And I also like to utilize our, what we call a gallbladder in a bottle. It's our ultimate enzymes. I take 2 or 3 of those, say 5 or 10 minutes for each meal. And that helps the liver function properly, including making bile, storing the bile in the gallbladder. When you eat, the gallbladder will contract and squeezing a hefty amount of bile into your intestines so you can digest and deal with the fatty liver thing because your bile is working properly. Okay. And so that's what'll work there for the fatty liver. And so, you know, there's a lot of other things depending on what other symptoms they may have. Do they have high blood pressure? Do they have diabetes? If they have diabetes, sometimes goes along with that. They can take our sweeties, take 3 of those twice a day. Don't cold turkey off of any medication, but as the blood sugar drops, you can lower the amount of medication. Then also the high blood pressure sometimes will go along with this. And so we like to use the Ultimate Daily Classic tablets, 3 twice a day. That's 2 bottles a month. And again, that will help the blood flow into the liver and out of the liver. And so you take all these nutrients to make the liver happy. The fatty liver goes away very easily.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dr. Wallach.
Hey,
I appreciate you.
Hey, well, we appreciate you. Thank you for all the great things you do.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Jill. And one of these days, Dr. Wallach, we're going to have Jill come on with us and share one of her success stories as well,
That'd be
which may
wonderful.
also be a case study that we submit in the IWH journal. So, Jill, heads up. Dr. Wallach, let's go to the next question. And folks, again, if you were referred to this program by somebody specific, get back with them and ask them what you can do to help you meet your health goals. So Robert has a question, Dr. Wallach, and this is going to be a general question. We're going to go ahead and ask just based on 100 pounds. He says he has double trigger finger, which prevents him from being able to type correctly. So let's talk trigger finger, Dr. Wallach. Is that a connective concern?
It could be the skull squeezing nerves, the spinal cord kind of thing. And so it could be starting up here that the spinal cord is being squeezed and the nerves coming down the arms into the fingers, especially when there's multiple fingers involved. Okay, I think it's something happening up here. All right. And so this is something that this guy per 100 pounds of body weight is going to need. First of all, get rid of all the bad foods, no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, barley, rye, oats, no phagopyrines from the buckwheat, absolutely no sugar, no carbonated drinks. Even the diet drinks got to go, and carbonated water because they neutralize stomach acid, so you cannot absorb minerals or digest food. Then, let's see here. Also, what I want them to do is, again, take per 100 pounds of body weight, one healthy brain and heart pack per month, and then 1 bottle, again, per 100 pounds of body weight of the MSM. So I can take 3 of those twice a day per 100 pounds of body weight, and they will help support and promote maintenance repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between vertebrae, bone, makes bone itself, including the skull and the vertebrae and the shoulders and elbows and the wrist and everything else that might be involved in squeezing nerves. And then let's see here. we also need to have the I-26. I want them to have 2 or better yet 3 servings a day per 100 pounds of body weight. I do that, only weigh 142 pounds. I like the chewables. They come in banana coconut flavor or vanilla ice cream. I like the vanilla ice cream chewables. But then we do have the capsules and the powder. Either way, any one of those work for rebuilding those tissues. And then also, I like the, let's see here. I like the Synaptive. Take 2 bottles a month of the Synaptive per 100 pounds of body weight. So you can take 2 or 3 of those, depending on the body weight. 2 or 3 of those per 100 pounds of body weight. The Synaptive help the spinal cord cells talk to each other and talk to the brain. The brain cells talk to each other and speak to the spinal cord, as well as the big nerves in the body that are myelinated. Okay, so the I-26 and the also the Synaptive to the basic program, and these trigger finger things go away.
How about collagen peptides? Did you
Okay.
say that? I just missed it.
I'm okay. I may have missed it because MSM, also the glucogel, which is a collagen, could take that. 3 of those twice a day. Those are original collagen. It still works very well. But we do have the collagen peptides, which I take. It has collagen from 4 different species of animals. We're talking about fish and poultry and sheep and beef. Okay, and let's see here. I think that takes care of it.
Okay. Now, here's a question for you, and this is a personal question because I have a son that's double jointed. So with him being double jointed, does that double jointed and trigger finger, are they related in any way?
Yeah, there's pressure on nerves, and there's insufficient amounts of cartilage and connective tissue and tendons and ligaments and stuff. So there could be 2 or 3 things going on at the same time, but all of these are easily and quickly reversible when you take all of the 90 essential nutrients and then you throw in the collagen to deal with those kind of issues, and they all go away fairly quickly.
All right. Thank you so much for that, Dr. Wallach. And then I have a client that's like double jointed in the knees. So it's the same situation, correct?
Same principle, exactly.
Same principle. All right. Thank you. Well, let's go to Rob in Ontario. Hello, Rob. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hi, guys. Thanks for answering my question previously. I just got onto Zoom right here. Hi, Doc.
Hey, what's up, Rob?
Good. I'm working hard with Charmaine right now on our sites and that, but I've been working hard as well, lifting heavy things. So this is why I got my double trigger finger, I think. So I think I'm going to have to double my dose on the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack, the collagen peptides. I'm taking vitamin D for absorption as well too, and Synaptive, of course, all the good things.
And don't forget the I-26.
Oh, I love that I-26. So I'm taking it. I'm giving I-26 to my pets as well too. It's actually saved my bird, along with colloidal silver. And my cat, my God, I have to send you a picture of King because he's a long hair cat and his hair is growing fabulous now. And he used to have diarrhea and that, on a consistent basis. That's all gone now. He's the most happy, healthy cat and the biggest fluffy cat you want to see. So I'm going to have to email you a picture.
Okay, that's great. Thanks for the story.
Yeah. Okay, so I think I got all my dosages down to that. I'm going to have to double down a bit more, I think. So.
Now, I only weigh 142 pounds, but I take enough for a 250-pound person. I take a lot of stuff, and it's cheaper than being sick, and it'll add 25 to 50 healthy years to your life. It's just not worth skimping, okay? Save $20 a month or something like that. If you spend that, if you get rid of the bad foods, you'll save enough money because bad foods tend to be expensive, okay? And I and we in this household do not eat any bad foods whatsoever. We usually don't even say their names of the bad foods.
Yeah. And Doc, the most important thing that I learned from you so far now is you cannot nutrify yourself out of a bad diet.
That is correct.
So you've been 100% correct all along with all the bad foods, and thank you for that.
Thank you for
Learned
the
my
feedback.
lesson again. I even went back to it, and yeah, I felt like absolutely horrible again. And now I'm getting back onto my proper path in life and feeling so much better. Yeah, so thank you very much, guys.
Spread the message.
I'm doing it. You have to join Char's new website then too, and our forums and that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, guys. And Becca, thanks for all your help too.
Oh, you're welcome, Rob. Thank you. Thank you. And he actually kind of led into the answer to the next question. And Paulina wanted to know if we sell pet products. And yes, Dr. Wallach is a veterinarian before an animal doctor. And we do have an amazing line of pet products that offer the 90 essential nutrients in formulas that pets absolutely love. I know my dogs are licking their bowls when there's nothing left in the bowl, trying to get all of those minerals. And we have also a form for dogs anyways, called Dog Companion, that is part of our I-26 line of products, which gives that hyperimmune egg powder to pets in a form that they can easily digest, that helps with their digest and reset the flora within their system so that they can also absorb and be the best that they can be. So we have the Arthrodex, sprinkle it on the food. Love, dogs and cats both love it. We have the Perpetual that adds extra antioxidants in there. We also recommend the EFA Plus, Dr. Wallach, for the essential fatty acids that are important for, you have found, brain health, heart health, lung health, skin. Yes, all the above. Everything works together, folks. That's why it's called 90 essential nutrients. Essential because our body's not making them. And we need them each and every day, whether we have 2 legs, 4 legs, no legs, because we slither around.
Yeah. This is probably a good time to reinsert that information. In 1936, the United States Senate published a document called U.S. Senate Document 264, which said there's no longer sufficient amounts of nutritional minerals in our farm soils to support long and healthy life for human beings. Now, that's pretty scary stuff when the U.S. Senate publishes something like that. And this is one of the things that got me into making sure that we had 75 minerals. When we started our company, we didn't want to be like every other company and have 6 to 8 minerals. No. We went with the 75 minerals, which is why these long-lived peoples living in the land flowing with milk and honey, why they live so long, because they're getting 75 to 85 to 100 minerals. Okay, not just 3 or 4 or 5.
Well, and it's that water that's flooding the ground that they're using for irrigation, that their food is grown in, and then of course fresh flowing water, being able to drink it and get those minerals that way too. It's like they're flooding their bodies from different
They're kind of
avenues.
funny. They're funny. They say, "Oh yeah, these are the herbs we like to make our tea with," but they don't say anything about all the minerals that are in that tea water.
That's true. That's true. Well, I just want to let everybody know that if you're here with us on a phone and you would like to raise your hand, there is an option for you to do that now. If you hit *9, that will raise your hand. And then when it's time for you to unmute, I will call upon you with the first 3 digits of your phone number. And then we can do *6 for you to unmute, or I'll send you a request to unmute. So, folks, if you have a question, please go ahead and raise your hand. Dr. Wallach, I have a question coming in from Jamie. Now, Jamie has a 4-year-old son who was born with Duchenne's muscular dystrophy. So 4 years old, we're probably looking below 50 pounds, Dr. Wallach. Duchenne's muscular dystrophy, how does that differ from muscular dystrophy? And what would you recommend for this little guy?
Okay, well, Duchenne's muscular dystrophy has a lot more connective tissue involved. than just simple muscular dystrophy. It's a little more complex, but it's still something that Jerry Lewis and I and Marvin Ropp got rid of. Okay, this is very simple nutritional deficiencies. And so the mother was deficient during her pregnancy. If the baby's 4 years old, maybe was breastfeeding the baby and that kind of stuff. And in the last year, of course, we had baby formulas that didn't have all the ingredients because they didn't have the ingredients because of this COVID thing. And so there's lots of things popping up that we'd gotten rid of because they didn't have access to the nutrients because of the COVID thing. Okay. And so this is one of those things. It's very simple. And the reason why I know about this is because in the animal industry, what is it you raise calves for?
Meat?
Meat. Okay, so when they had muscular dystrophy, you couldn't sell the meat. Okay, so we learned how to get rid of the muscular dystrophy, how to prevent it, and how to reverse it, and how to cure it very quickly. And I just took all that I learned with that disease in animals and gave it to people, and it worked in people perfectly. And so it didn't take long to get the results because I already knew, 100 years worth of research in the animal industry. And I just took that information and applied it to humans in a way that they would consume it. Okay. And so, because, most humans aren't going to eat alfalfa hay and stuff like that for a meal. So we had to come up with a supplement program that they could add to their diets and so forth. So that's how that worked. But again, 4 years old, in addition to I'd go with the kids toddy, 1 dose a day of the kids toddy, because they're liquid, tastes very nice. The kids love it. I'd also add 1 of these quarts of the plant-derived colloidal minerals. And look at all those minerals that are in there on the back.
Yeah, it's a little hard to see, but folks, that's a long list of minerals, and they're
There's 75 minerals in that list. Okay, now, so what you want to do here, and the story is in this DVD. Okay, Praise the Lord and Pass to 90. This pastor, Mike Freeman, up in Baltimore, Maryland, was in a coma for 6 weeks and only had hours or a day or so to live, according to the doctors. And to make a long story short, we had one of our great distributors, Linda Tyler, call us and say, "Hey, is there anything we can do for Pastor Mike?" I said, "Yeah, what you need to do is, does he have an IV? No. Does he have a G-tube? No. Okay, get the plant minerals I just showed you in liquid there. Take a third to a half a cup of those plant minerals on his sternum, on his upper belly and his lower belly 3 times a day. Then do the same thing on his back, between his shoulder blades, his upper back and lower back 3 times a day. 3rd day, he wakes up. He's supposed to be dead, according to the doctors. Okay, he wakes up because he's absorbing all these minerals through his skin. And so this is what you can do also in addition to the kids' toddy, okay, and adding the cherry mints to it, okay. Just follow the labels for weight and dosage and all that kind of stuff for both of those products. But the plant-derived minerals I showed you, it has 32 doses in there. Put 1 dose, which would be 1 ounce, on this child's belly, okay. And tickle them and read to them, whatever you have to do, let them lay there for 5 minutes while it's being absorbed. And then that'd be sort of in the morning-ish kind of thing. And then in the afternoon-ish kind of thing, do it on the back. Have them lay on their belly, let them watch TV or read to them or something like that, or play some music, and for 5 or 10 minutes, and then put 1 ounce of these plant minerals on his back, okay, between the shoulder blades and where the back has a lumbar area. And within 5 or 10 minutes, it'll be absorbed through the skin. And so don't just throw it on there, you kind of dribble it on, and that way it's absorbing as you're putting it on, okay? And you're going to see a miracle here, because the body absorbs these minerals through the skin, obviously orally, when you take them orally. And this is something that is easily reversed, because muscular dystrophy is a simple nutritional deficiency. It is not genetic in any way, shape, or form.
That's good news. So I know I'm going to be sharing this with Jamie. I think she might even be on with us, Dr. Wallach. So
Good.
Thank you so much for that. And I'm glad you mentioned the cherry mints, because we also have the strawberry kiwi mints. And within both of those, they're amazing flavors with the same amount of plant-derived minerals. So especially when we're working with little guys, getting something that tastes good that they ask for is really beneficial, really helpful in helping them get what they need. So thank you so much for that, Dr. Wallach. And the next question is also from Paulina. She wanted to know, what do we have for electrolytes? And I know your favorite drink is just loaded with electrolytes, which we actually have two. So you're going to be holding up the Rebound, which is full of electrolytes, but our Beyond Tangy Tangerine, Dr. Wallach, is full of electrolytes also. So I love the fact that we're like killing multiple birds with the
From
same
different
stone
directions. Yeah,
with
exactly.
love. Yeah, coming at it from many, many different directions. So, and I know Brandon, he had the question for Jamie as he brought it to our attention as well. So thank you, Brandon, for reaching out on behalf of Jamie. We have another question, Dr. Wallach. And Hunter says, I've heard Doc say no go on bacon and no nitrates, no nitrites, no chemicals because of the fat content only. But what about pepperonis and some of the other processed meats, Dr. Wallach?
Okay, if they have these chemicals in them, you can't have them. Okay, we're talking about hot dogs, pastrami, pepperoni, that kind of stuff. If they have nitrates in them, which most of them do, you can't have it. Okay, because they actually interfere with the biochemical function of the liver, the bone marrow, the intestines, all that kind of stuff, the heart, the brain. You got to stay away from that stuff. And that was my first scientific paper I wrote when 500 sheep died in one night because they had chronic infiltration of nitrate fertilizers from the neighboring farms into their pond where they were drinking water. And this was like Christmas time, and all the professors were gone. I'm there by myself, and this farmer comes and he brings in 50 dead sheep. And he said, "Oh my gosh, what happened?" He said, "Well, yesterday I had 500 happy sheep, and we're going to." It was like 10 days before Christmas, and the temperatures in central Missouri were running kind of like 45, 50, 45, 50. And we were going to, shear them after Christmas, and then we're going to take them to be made into lamb chops after the New Year's. And so that was, everything was happy yesterday. And this morning when we woke up, we went to go feed them. All 500 were dead. I said, "Oh my gosh, do you have farms around you?" "Yeah." "Okay, what kind of animals?" "None." So they all just grow hay and grain and stuff like that. "Uh-oh, what kind of fertilizer do they use?" Because the blood in these 50 dead sheep was just black, not dark red, but black. And so I said, "I need some of that water." So the guy calls up, and his employee within an hour or so had two 5-gallon buckets of that water from the pond. Sure enough, it was just nitrates up to here. And all of those 50 dead sheep had goiter. They couldn't tolerate the temperature drop, and they died of hypothermia. That was my first scientific publication. And that publication by the guy from Mutual Omaha Wild Kingdom show, okay? Marlon Perkins, yeah. I worked for him for quite a while. He and Barry Commoner, who was the head of the Department of Biology at Washington University in St. Louis, they took that paper, those 500 sheep died in one night from pollution, got a $21 million grant from the National Institutes of Health, NIH, called me back from Africa. I was working on the White Rhino Conservation Project. Called me back from Africa.
Recording stopped.
What? Hold on. You keep going, Doc.
Oh, okay. And so called me back from Africa to work on this project. Did 20,000 autopsies. My thesis is in the Smithsonian Institute as a national treasure because I showed very clearly.
Recording in progress.
20,000 autopsies, no more. Okay, there were no nothing that was from pollution. Okay, it was all from malnutrition. Okay, so this is very interesting stuff. Got published. My thesis is in the Smithsonian Institute as a national treasure. I'm very, very proud of that.
Yeah, that story right there, Dr. Wallach, is what got me to try the products. I mean, because I had tried everything else and I thought I was eating right. And then when I heard that you were sent to look for pollution and found that it wasn't pollution, it was nutritional deficiencies, I'm like, that was kind of like a switch for me, because coming from a background in herbalism, you mentioned people aren't going to eat alfalfa. Well, I used to grind it up and put it into my formulas that I shared with people, and they were
Recording
getting,
stopped.
okay, I'm not quite sure who's doing that, but please stop. They were getting the benefits of alfalfa pellets in the powders that I was supplying for nutritional support, but there was still something missing I couldn't figure out for myself. And that's where your products and formulations, Dr. Wallach, stepped in and took over. And thank you, Brandon. So it's not Jamie, it's probably or possibly Jaime, because that is the dad of the 4-year-old that is asking the question about the Duchenne's muscular dystrophy. So thank you very much for that. Let's go to the next hand that is up, Dr. Wallach. And Sarita, go ahead and unmute yourself. Can you get it? I'm gonna try.
There we go. Good. Thank you. Hi, Dr. Wallach.
Hi, how can we help you?
So what is the full protocol for graying hair?
Okay, well, gray hair has nothing to do with aging. It's a simple nutritional deficiency. Okay, hair color, whether it's black or brown or red or yellow or whatever hair color you have, if you're getting gray and white and silver, that means you're missing those nutrients. Okay, and so, or you're not absorbing them because you're eating gluten. So you got to get rid of all the bad foods: no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no gluten, no wheat, bran, rye, oats, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. Even the diet ones got to go, and also the carbonated waters, because they neutralize stomach acid, so you cannot absorb minerals and digest food. And then per 100 pounds of body weight, you need to take one healthy brain and heart pack per month, full dose everything, or a half dose everything twice a day. If you only weigh 100 pounds, if you weigh 135, 140, 150 or more, I'd go 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, take a full dose everything twice a day. And then also you need the MSM, 2 bottles a month. So you can take 3 of those at breakfast, 3 at dinner time. If you weigh more than 150 pounds, it would take 3 times a day of the MSM. And that's going to help rebuild cartilage and ligaments and tendons and connective tissue and disc between the vertebrae and bone makes one itself. And also the skin, which is like 75% of the skin thickness is the same stuff that you make your tendons and ligaments and cartilage from. So that's important. And then we have a product called Hair, Skin, and Nails, which specifically deals with the hair follicles and hair growth. And we have people who are bald for 40 years. We get them on the hair, skin, and nails, plus all the other nutrients. And within a month or so, all their hair grew back after 40 years of being bald, like a bowling ball. Okay. And so hair, skin, and nails, I take 3 of those twice a day. Very, very important. And so this is gray hair is easy to deal with. The hair color will come back. Give it at least 3 to 4 weeks, and you should start seeing new hair, whether it's in your legs, under your arms, pubic hair, top of your head, wherever you have hair, it'll come back into the normal, whatever your normal color hair was. Okay.
Okay, so selenium is not involved with this process. I thought I heard selenium was good.
Selenium is part of the deal. It's one of the essential nutrients. Okay.
Mhm.
Just can't take selenium because you'll be very disappointed.
Right.
And this is one of the reasons why in most cases we will talk about secret sauces in addition to, just like the hair, skin, and nails of secret sauce, in addition to the healthy brain and heart pack for skin and hair issues. Okay. I wouldn't tell anybody, oh, forget all the rest of that, just take hair, skin, and nails. I wouldn't do that, because you're not getting all 90 essential nutrients there. You're getting about 5 or 6 nutrients in the hair, skin, and nails, but very specific for the hair follicles and so forth. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So, yeah, and so selenium is essential. No, don't. But that's why if you take 1 or 2 healthy brain and heart packs, you're going to get plenty of selenium. but you have to stay away from the bad stuff so you can absorb it. If you're putting it in your mouth and it's coming out the other end, only the septic tank's empty.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay, Sarita.
All right, Sarita, thank you so much. And we're going to move right over to Ruth Ellen with her hand up, Dr. Wallach. Ruth Ellen, go ahead and unmute yourself with your question. We have just about 2 minutes, Doc.
Okay.
Thank you. I just have 2 questions, and we'll get to them. One is, from Shante, sorry, Shante. Can Dr. Wallach address how to help dogs who have been diagnosed with heartworms?
Okay, well, heartworms, they actually have medication for that, for pets and so forth. And of course, you want to make sure that the dog is getting the Arthrodex, which is our super duper supplement for dogs and cats. Arthrodex is 1 scoop per 20 pounds of body weight. But they do have actually a drug that will kill the heartworms. Next question.
Okay, and the next question was, can you address how to overcome MTHFR gene and its mutations?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
It's MTHFR.
See, that doesn't mean anything to me.
I don't know what it means. But we're out of time anyway, so I'll get more information. I
Get
can
more
bring it up
information.
tomorrow.
And what
Yes.
about FLBL 2275?
Dr. Wallach, we will do some more research and we will make sure that we have an answer for that question, folks, because that's what Dr. Wallach does. He researches to a fault when it comes to what he does. So thank you so much, Dr. Wallach, for joining us here on Daily with Doc. We will see you next time and have a safe trip to your next
Thank you.
event. Bye for now. All right. And thank you, everybody, for joining us here on Daily with Doc. If I could get my co-hosts up with me, that would be absolutely fantastic. No. Thank you so much, Ruth Ellen. Folks, we are here as a service to you. So make sure that you are taking this information and utilizing it. Okay? Having information and not taking action on information is not going to get you where you want to be when it comes to achieving health goals. You can't do it through osmosis. Okay? I'm just saying. So I want to make sure that you know, folks, we are here for you. The person that invited you to watch this program, whether you're here live or watching the replay, they are there for you as well in providing the information to help you reach those goals. Now, we did have some questions on YouTube and also in the Zoom today that did not get addressed. So we want to make sure that you know you can go to dailywithdoc.com, use that contact option and send in your question. We will make sure that we get back with you either through the program and asking it on a future program or through email or both in getting to you Dr. Wallach's program or solutions for what you are asking about. I just want to do a special shout out to my co-hosts who I have on with me today. We have Ruth Ellen Sanchez, who makes sure that everything is connected. And if something stops, she lets me know, who has the assistance of AJ and also Coach Rod in doing that, because we have multiple platforms. It takes more than just her 4 eyes to watch that. So we've got some help there as well. So thank you so much, gentlemen, as they are also out watching the chats and having interaction with the different people that are following and watching, and just curious minds, whether they are here for additional knowledge or new knowledge. We want to say hello to all of you out there on YouTube, Rumble, and Facebook, and welcome. And all of you that are here live with us in the Zoom room, whether you are here on a consistent basis and just very dedicated in making sure that you are a sponge to the knowledge so that you have that knowledge to share with others. You are absolutely awesome. And for all of those that are new and joining us, thank you, thank you, thank you for joining us. You are very welcome. Javier, thank you for joining us. And Nancy, Sarita, and Marilyn, and AJ, and Patty, and Jill. I absolutely love seeing all the names, and that's not even half of the people that were on with us today. So again, we are here Monday through Friday from 12 to 12:50 p.m. Pacific time. Oh, I started doing something and then I got sidetracked. I also have Sherry on with me, who's making sure people get into the room watching those cameras along with everybody, because we're always watching cameras. We want to make sure that it's a safe place for everybody and G-rated. And we have Marilyn with her wonderful typing skills, amazing typist, as she is doing the dictation here on the live Zoom for us. And those notes can be so beneficial, folks, in helping you figure out what it is that you need to reach those health goals. You can take a screenshot of the chat. It is not available for download or saving, but you can take that screenshot to the person that you're working with and say, hey, Dr. Wallach gave this protocol for somebody or myself with similar situation. I want to know how I can get on this program as well. That's what the program's about, folks. Helping you and being a resource so that you don't have to guess, because Dr. Wallach's done all the research already and has been instrumental in putting those formulas together. My name is Becca Dukes. As the hostess of this program, again, it is my honor and privilege to be able to provide this resource to you. As a do-it-yourselfer, I know there's a lot of people out there that are sick and tired of the way things have been going and just want to take another option. And we encourage you to give us 90 days. Until next time. Oh, I almost forgot. For those of you who are not working with a coach and you would like to speak with a coach, I have an amazing team on the Daily with Doc team that is available through phone also. So you can go to 855 call 855-949-3377. Again, that's 855-949-3377. And there are times of days that we have a high call volume. So if you get the answering machine, please leave a message. We do get those messages answered. If you call and don't leave a message and your number doesn't get captured, we don't even know that you called. So please, you took the time to call, leave us a message. So until next time, bye for now.